Greetings and welcome to another session of Breath of Fire Circle Wednesdays. I am Breath Master Aaron Motley, your global community elder, bringing you the health and the wealth through this natural flow and dynamic. Breath is life. Master the breath, master life. So, we're doing this Breath of Fire thing. You hear about this shift that's coming up, that's going on, and I got a number of thoughts along that line. One of the key elements of this whole process called life is the way we breathe. If you truly want to shift in your way of being, it is extremely important that you focus on how you breathe. For many of us, that means shifting the way we breathe. Back in 1989, I lost my mother to cancer, and that started me on this lifelong aspect of my journey in life. One of the first things I learned after asking God, Creator, all-knowing, the ears of the universe, the Akashic record, all of those, whatever you want to call it, I needed information. So I asked, what can I do to avoid suffering like my mother and others? What can I do to avoid getting cancer like so many people? What can I do to avoid debilitating disease and trauma and stress and strife and agony in my body and in my mind and in my spirit? What can I do to avoid the woe that overcomes one when they're going through so much suffering? And when I looked at the root of what she was dealing with, i.e. cancer, one of the things that stood out was that cancer cannot survive in an oxygen-rich environment. I was like, maybe we need more oxygen. Obviously, cancer patients need more oxygen in their body. What happens with that oxygen? On a cellular level, it helps to maintain the integrity of the body through maintaining the integrity of the cells. Every cell in your body needs oxygen. There are cells called free radicals, which are minus oxygen molecules, and they're called free radicals because they roam about freely in a very radical fashion, ripping off oxygen molecules from other cells. Sounds like the horde, the marauders of the planet, right? Okay? So, within the body, you want to make sure that you are adequately oxygenated so that every cell in your body has oxygen so it doesn't become a free radical, and it's actually more beneficial to have extra oxygen molecules throughout the body. In the cells, in the tissue, in the organs, in the bones, in the skin. Every cell, every blood cell needs to have oxygen. Your blood supplies oxygen through, your body receives oxygen through your blood through the process of respiration, inspiration, bringing in oxygen into the lungs and transferring that oxygen to the cells and removing the byproduct or the waste matter that comes from the oxygen, i.e. carbon dioxide, and it takes it out of the body. So, when you have cancer cells, they're very low in oxygen, and they begin to mutate. And I call it the body rotting, basically because if you ever see cancer up close, it's like this gooey, gelatinous, slimy, gunky mess that is devoid of, I don't want to say it's devoid of life, but it's devoid of the life that we seek, because cancer is alive in some people. Now, let me also say this. All of us at some point may have a cancerous cell in our body or more. The thing that keeps that from spreading is whether or not our bodies are adequately nourished and whether or not their body is adequately oxygenated, whether or not those cells are getting more oxygen, getting bombarded by oxygen. Because if you have cancer in a specific space, and say it's just 5 or 6 polyps, as they call it, a cluster of cells, and that area becomes bombarded with oxygen, those polyps are going to shrink and eventually get reabsorbed and pass out of the body through the bloodstream. And as I mentioned bloodstream, let me say this also. When you have cancer in one part of the body, it typically is going to get into the blood cells, which means that the blood pumping through all of your entire body, every 3 minutes, your blood pumps through your entire body, everywhere. So, every 3 minutes, your body's removing carbon dioxide, it's removing waste matter through the bloodstream. So, if you have blood moving throughout your body and cancer cells are in some part of the body, it's going to get into the bloodstream. So, we say we have cancer of a particular body part, but really we have cancer of the body. And those cells typically accumulate and collect and hang out together in the weakest part of the body that don't have adequate oxygen and typically has a lot of waste matter that is accumulated. So you want to make sure that you're getting adequate breath, adequate oxygenation in order to avoid this process. So the breath of fire technique, though these are shallow breaths, they are rapid and they're consecutive and continuous, so it's going to increase the amount of oxygen on a cellular level. That's going to help you avoid cancer and thereby avoid a lot of the suffering that we see people doing. Okay? I just wanted to give you guys that information as we go through this process. Yes, I'm going to guide you with the breath, but I want you to know why, and even more than why, I want you to know what is possible beyond just a few simple whys. Okay? I'm here to help you live your life in a better quality way, in a better quality body. So we're going to get in more oxygen through a better process of breathing. We're going to shift the way we breathe, okay? So, as with the breath master technique, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, fill it back, inhale. Lungs 2/3, 3/4 of the way full. Through the nostrils. Little thrust with the abdomen. Gently. Allowing the abdomen to relax after the thrust. Create that vacuum to pull in some oxygen. Assist that pull with a little snip. Now let's go ahead and gently flow with the breath of fire. Let me say I have my shirt off so you can see which part of my body is actually causing the air to move out of my body. Notice my chest is not going up and down. My abdomen is going in and out. If you have an issue with adjusting to this breath, just as if you're going to blow your nose, using the abdominal muscles. You can put your hands here, just rest your elbows at your side, put your hands palm facing up right in front of the body, and you will feel the air as it hits your hands. Every time it hits the hands, you relax the breath and allow the abdominal to relax, create a vacuum, and do a gentle step to get that oxygen, the same amount of oxygen back in that you just breathed out the carbon dioxide, same levels. We're doing this in a relaxed fashion now. We're going to pick up the pace a bit. Maintaining an even swap. Same amount out as in, and same amount in as out. We're going to exhale with a to give added engagement to the abdominal muscles. Relax and breathe. Now we're going to count. Every time we do 10 breaths, we're going to put up a finger. Once we get to all 10, we're going to close both palms, make a fist, and we're going to count to 10 again. Put up one finger. And we're going to go. I'm going to do this, let's say, 300 breaths. Watch the timer if you have one and see how long it takes to do 100, and then so on and so forth. It shouldn't take no more than 20 seconds to do 100 breaths, maybe 30. If you're doing 3 breaths per minute, so maybe, about 30 seconds or so. So let's go. Take your tongue with your mouth, pull it back, inhale, and okay, that was 300 breaths. And that was a moderate pace. I was watching the clock, and it took 40 seconds to do the first 100. So at 2 minutes and 20 seconds, we were at 100. Somewhere in there. Minute 20, yeah, I was thinking about minute 40, we were at all 300. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope this was informative. I hope you enjoyed your session, and please remember to share this with others. If you're catching the replay on YouTube, then like and subscribe and share. And if you're catching the replay on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, share this with your friends, families, and loved ones. Help them to live a better quality of life by sharing this information. Remember, all you have to do is share it. Just click of a button, and you got me giving them information, giving them insights in order to improve their lives. And you haven't done any work. You've just been casually participating in the process. Help your family, help your loved ones, help your friends, help your enemies. Everyone needs a better chance at a better quality of life. Thank you again for this opportunity to share with you. I am Breath Master Aaron Motley, the Global Community Elder.